All right, guys, thanks so much for getting on the call. I have an exciting call that I'm going to do tonight that I did a long time ago, but since we have a new crowd coming on to our team, I want to go back to when I was working as a nurse full-time and how I built my business, because I was actually very successful when I was busier. And I just want to share that with people, that you don't have to be a stay-at-home mom or, have all this extra time on your hands to be successful in this business. It's just on what you do with that time and how efficient you want to be with it. So before I get started with that, I'm going to do our shout outs because you guys see that right there? I'm not even done with our shout outs. And that took me 45 minutes to do. We have a huge team that's growing. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to start off with our ranks and our top producers. If I miss a rank, if anyone has one that I'm missing, please let me know. But for the ranks, we have Cheryl Isola, who is Ruby. So she is so close to Diamond. We have Christy Rosario at Emerald. We have Sue Krieger at Emerald. We have Tim Is it Daugherty, right?
Yeah, yes, it's Doherty.
Doherty. I was close.
That's all right.
He's our new Emerald. Woohoo! Congratulations. And then we have Callie Tony at Emerald. So way to go, guys. And now we have our top producers. So when I say top producers, that means that these coaches their volume is high. So, they are signing coaches, but they are also bringing on challengers and customers to their team, and their sales are up. So for a goal with Beachbody, 500 PV personal volume, which is your customers, and your personal sales is a really good goal to have every week. And I go from 300 and above because 300 is still really, really good. It's showing that you're getting more than just your personal sales. So Callie Tony, who is a brand new coach, just went Emerald, is at the very top with 660. So that's pretty darn awesome. And then we have Beth Bird, who is at 600. We have Maria Brunsler, who is at 540. We have Erin Trail at 510. We have Kellen McCullough at 450. Oops, I skipped one. Alicia Smith at 465. I obviously don't know my numbers and which is higher than another. We have Reagan Long at 442. Forgive me, guys. One moment. And then we have Christina Manning at 360. Congrats, guys. And the PV, the top producers, I really like to focus on that because it's not easy to do. Just like Success Club 5 and 10, it's all a huge recognition that Beachbody gives us. And it's just showing that you are changing lives. Now for this nice, lovely list I have, and I'm hoping that I'm going to say people's name right, but we're gonna wing this here. So Reagan Long, who also had one, she was a top producer, has Success Club 29. Wow. She is at the very top. So we try to go for like 5 and 10. She's at 29 this month and running her husband's business. And I know he's at Success Club 4. But last month altogether, they had Success Club 57. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's a rock star. So if you guys want to follow people, follow her. And when I talk about being busy and successful, she's a mom of 4. One is an infant. She is a writer. She's a photographer. She is a coach. She does something else, I think. But she does so many things. She's actually an author for Huffington Post. So, yeah, she's a busy mama. And then we have Melissa Bueller at 13. We have Lauren Penrose at 13. We have Maria Brensler at 13. And then at 12, we have Kellen McCullough at 12. We have Success Club 11, Beth Bird. We have Callie Tony, again, a brand new coach. She rank advanced at the top of the top producers, and then she has Success Club 11. Melissa Brown, I don't remember if I said that. Success Club 11, I'm so sloppy here. Megan Blinka at Success Club 11. Jade Emhoff at Success Club 11. And Nicole Joshak at Success Club 11. And then at 10, we have Kelly Doherty. Woohoo! I'm getting the name right. At Success Club 10. And we have, and she's going to be Diamond really soon.
I hope so.
Just got to put it out there. We have Sarah Griffith at Success Club 10. We have Misty Valentine at Success Club 10. Alicia Smith at Success Club 10. We have Erin Trail at Success Club 8. Cheryl Isola at Success Club 8. Megan Wagner at Success Club 8. Dawn Lusk at Success Club 6. Molly Thomas at 6. Sarah Burkholder at 6. Maggie Zimmerman at 6. Karen Gentry at 6. And Karen's really busy. She's studying for some huge exam, isn't she, Lauren?
Mm-hmm, for CPA.
For CPA, awesome. We have Maya Miller at 6. Heather Jones at 6. Jackie Snell at 6. Adrian Diethorn at 6. Christy, maybe that's Doherty too. It's either Daughtry or Doherty. It might be Doherty at 6. And Christina Manning at 6. And Sam Toma at 6. Oh, and Kim O'Keefe at 6. Oh, and Tiffany Albertson at 6. I swear this is the most we've had at Success Club 5 and above. And then at Success Club 5, we have Zach Buttermore. We have Tracy Bucheister at 5. Ashley Roberts at 5. Jill Cleek at 5. Heather Geiger at 5. Laura Feather at 5. Lauren Gemma at 5. And Whitney Lloyd at 5. Jeez. This is amazing. I am so excited for everyone. And then we have a ton of people at Success Club 4, 3, 2, and 1. I am not going to read all these names off because I will seriously take the entire call. So I just wanted to give you guys a huge shout out for hitting Success Club 5 and 10 already. And I know there's a lot of people pushing. There are some people who want to give up because it's the last day and there's really not much time. But you know what? Those people who push and push and push and do not give up until the end are the ones who are going to be successful in this business. We make those sacrifices and it's hard. And we sacrifice sleep and we sacrifice time with our family for a night because we're kicking butt until midnight to try to get that sale. And it can happen. Anything can happen in a day. There's a few coaches who literally were at Success Club 2, and now I see them at 6 today. And that was just yesterday where they were at 2. An example, Misty, what were you at?
I think 4, and now I'm at 10.
There you go. I did call your name. Okay. But yeah, that's just a prime example. You know, if you want it bad enough, you're going to do what it takes. Make it non-negotiable.
Don't be late.
All right. Cool. So now I am, look at this. You guys are going to be, doesn't that look so fun? I'm going to be showing you guys my schedule and what I did to grow my business. So I'm just going to give you guys a background because some of you have not been in the business when I actually told my story. So I first started as a challenger myself. I was in the middle of my own journey, and my cousin, who was the #1 coach in the company, said, hey, why don't you become a coach? Because you're losing weight, you're getting great results, and you could do a lot with this business. And the first thing I said is, I don't have enough time. I am a nurse working full-time in the ER. I am taking my master's classes. I am building a house. I have I have an infant he was 6 weeks when I first started. So he was probably like 12 weeks, and I had a 1-year-old, and there was just too much going on. I didn't have time for that. So I turned her down twice. And finally, I decided in November of 2012, I decided that I wanted the discount for Shakeology. So I figured my husband was getting mad at me for spending $130 every month on Shakeology, which I only did it like 1 or 2 months before, or 2 months before I signed up, or 3 months. 1 month I didn't even do it. And then I decided I'm not going to let him be mad at me. I'm going to help get my shakes paid for so I can continue getting my results. So I signed up and I started helping people little by little. I was not very successful at the very beginning. It took me 3 months to go Emerald because I wasn't serious about it. Like I said, I signed up as a discount coach. But then what changed me was when I went to a Super Saturday and I saw everyone just so motivating and inspiring and going up on stage and talking about their success story. And that was when I decided I need to do something with this. I'm tired of missing out on my kids' events and what was going on in their lives. I was working every other holiday, every third weekend, but with all the overtime I was doing, I was working extra weekend hours, picking up extra holiday hours, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life, because all I can hear is those unhappy nurses talk about they're missing this, they missed their child's first day of school. And when I heard that, and I thought, excuse me, I thought, I will not be that mother who misses my child's first day of school. And I decided to run with it. I decided, you know what? I'm just like Melanie. I am just like all these other people out there standing on the stage. I can do it if I put my mind to it. So I decided to, start doing exactly what you guys are doing. Started exactly where you are. And I didn't give up. I just kept pushing myself. So what I wanted to show you guys is how I grew my business and how I made my schedule and manage my time, because I didn't have a lot of time, but I want you guys to know we all have the same 24 hours in the day. And I was talking to Lauren today on the phone. Oh, I talked to both Laurens on the phone today. I talked to Lauren Penrose on the phone today about this. But it's like, even if you are staying at home, there's something else that you're going to be doing, like taking care of your kids. So you're still busy no matter what. So we just have to think of what we can do with our time to make it the most effective for our business so we can grow and not waste time and then get frustrated that we're spending too much time getting nowhere. So one thing that I've learned to do is power hours or power half hours. And I'm going to show you guys where I did that, but it really helped me with doing that and using a bucket list to help organize my life, both my business and my life outside of my business. And I did what I needed to grow a team. So I took all the other stuff that wasn't changing my life or changing my business. I had to take it out. And those were the small sacrifices that I was making so I can have that long-term success. So whenever I make a to-do list, I make it the same time every day. And if you guys have issues with time management or you need to focus, or even for you to help your team with time management, there are 2 books. So The 30-Day Push by Chalene Johnson, that was actually the first book I ever read, and it really helped me with what I'm talking about today, with organizing your life and making the to-do list and just prioritizing what tasks you do first. Excuse me. And then Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. That was another great book that really helped with time management. But whenever I make my to-do list, I do it the same time every night before I go to bed. And why I do that is because I want to make sure when I wake up, I already know what I have to do. It gets me ready for the day. And then I start eating that frog, which means you're attacking the biggest things first, the scariest things first that you don't want to do. And once you can do that, you just have a great sense of accomplishment. And if you guys already do that, you kind of know what I mean. So I love quotes. I'm like a huge quote person, but one that I love is failure to plan equals planning to fail. And have you guys all heard of that before? It is so true. It is. If you do not plan, you don't even know where you're going. You have to have a plan of action to get to your destination. Because if you don't, you're just going to be staying in the same place. And that's just like your business. If you don't make a plan to go diamond, you're not going to go diamond. If you're not making a plan of how much income you need to retire from your job that you want to work this full time, and you don't have a plan, you're not going to be able to do that. But that's why you have upline coaches like all of us here to help you with that. All right, so on my to-do list, or AKA bucket list, I switch the words back and forth. I broke my tasks down according to each bucket or group. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite things. I'm sure you could tell by my paper. But like these things, yeah, buddy, I love the rainbow. Like I use them, and it helps me with just knowing what I'm doing in my organization, and it works really, really well. So actually, I can probably share with you guys I really hope there's no silly pictures that you guys are going to see. Close your eyes. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. Should be, here we go. Okay. Can you guys all see this? Perfect. So this is, I'm trying to, maybe I can put you guys down here. Perfect. Okay. So this is my schedule. This is my calendar. I picked it from when I was still working as a nurse, 3 12-hour shifts a week. And I worked swing shifts. So I did evenings and nights. So it was either 11A to 11P, 3P to 3A, or 7P to 7A.
I'm going downstairs.
All right. So my color coding. I used a color for each bucket that I had. So I used green for work. So it was specifically for each area. I had green for work. I have my family crossed off for pink. And that's my kid time. That's time with my husband. And one thing that I just want to say on this is when you have the most important thing, most of the time it's family, I put that in first before I do anything else, because I need to make sure that I'm giving my family that time. Because if you don't give your family that time, then nobody's going to be happy. And you need to give that. They deserve that, and you deserve that. All right. And then I have in yellow personal business. Now you'll notice I have 2 businesses there. So I have personal and I have organizational. And what personal is that's my own tasks that I use to grow my business. So for instance, my workouts, my personal development, my 3 vital behaviors, my invites, my follow-ups, and my blog, and my YouTube, and my Instagram, because those are my social medias that I use to grow my business and to find my challengers and coaches, and my challenge groups, of course, because that's my personal business. That's just what I like to use. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just your preference of where you want to place each in what category. And then I have the organizational business. So that is how I'm helping my team grow. Okay. So you'll see I have Coach Basics calls, right? I do Emerald to Diamond calls. I do my team calls. I do my other one-on-one calls. I think that is, and trainings would be included in there as well. Okay. And then the 5th one is something that you guys may not have thought of even putting, but I was taught this by Jeremy Red, who is, he's in corporate with Beachbody over in Utah. He taught me about including me time, because it's something that a lot of people lack. And when you take that me time away, you're not happy, and nobody else around you is happy as well. So for my me time, I include church, praying, doing my meal prep for myself, shopping, watching a little bit of TV, spa time, and more shopping. Like I did today. I had me time. It was fun. All right. So do you guys get the gist of how the buckets work? So 5 categories, you pick the categories, but make sure that you are able to separate them. Okay. All right. And here, I have a couple of notes here. Oh, with my workouts. With my workouts, you'll notice that I do my personal development together. So that's me kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what I love to do. I don't do a lot of reading. I'd rather listen to an audio because I feel like I get more out of it. Now I do have a lot of books, and I like to highlight things, and I use it for, getting on calls. If I have a call, I can get some tips from there. But for the most part, I do listen to audios. I listen to YouTube videos. I have my podcast. So there's plenty of personal development out there that you can get on audio. And I also am listening to personal development while I'm driving. So if I'm taking the kids to daycare, or when I was driving back and forth to work, I was listening to it then. So it's just, again, making that time as efficient as possible. And as you guys can see with my work, I have it in green. When I had my breaks, that is when I dug in and did what I can. So I would have 30-minute breaks, and I would do some invites. I would check in my groups. I would do my follow-ups. And yep, okay, sorry. And then I am going to just admit here that when I need to do a post, because of course we have to post three to 5 times a day. I say 3. 5 is kind of overwhelming for people. I don't post 5 times a day, and I never will, unless I have really something exciting going on, like a trip. But 3 times a day. So when I'm working a 12-hour shift, it's really hard to get 3 posts in a day. So I plan my posts ahead of time. I will do it the night before, so I know what I'm going to post about. And when I have a potty break, I will go post, and then I come out a happy camper. So it really helps you in a good way. I come out a happy camper. Oh, that came out wrong. Anywho, but I'm still getting my stuff done. And it literally, when people say they're at work and they don't have time, I get it. Like, there are times when the ER is so busy that, you know, I'm in a cardiac arrest and I literally can't leave the room. But for the most part, if you can take a potty break, you can just copy, paste, and click post. And it's not that difficult. And usually I would do a post right before I went into work, or, you know, I wouldn't really do it when I came home because it was in the middle of the night and nobody's on at that time. So that's what I did around my work schedule. And guys, you'll notice that I have the yellow highlights for my personal business, and then the purple is the organizational. So one thing that I was taught is when you're building a business, 80% of your time should be spent on your personal business. That is building your own team, building your own business. And then your purple should be focusing on your team, and that's 20%. And sometimes we get carried away. Lauren Penrose and I were talking about that again also today, because we get carried away trying to get everyone to Success Club and trying to get everyone to Emerald or Ruby or Diamond, or just helping them out with stuff. But you have to make sure that you are setting aside time for yourself, because if you're not reaching goals, your downline is going to see you not reaching goals. And that does not look good, because when they see that you're not doing it, they're not going to think they have to do it. So keep those expectations high and set a good example, and, you know, lead by example. That's what we do. So if you can get a head start on that and just create these habits for yourself, it's going to go a long way for you in your business. And, you know, a lot of this is going to be trial and error until you figure out what works for you. Because sometimes our shifts are different. You know, you have a lot of things going on in your life. So just make sure that it's a trial and error until you figure it out. Let me see here. Making small sacrifices. I kind of touched on that already, but a lot of us are afraid to make those sacrifices. We don't want to give up little things. We don't want to give up our hanging out with our friends, or that good TV show, or that extra sleep that is really important, because our kids are up all night. And I get it, because I was there. Lauren was there. I know Reagan, who hit Success Club 29. She is there and was there. She ranked advanced and was coaches in the hospital when she delivered her 4th child. So literally, like, we do make sacrifices. And that's, if you say, how are you successful? We make sacrifices and we're consistent. And that's exactly how it is. So, you know, another quote that I love: suffer the sacrifice now and pain now, or suffer and live with regret later. And that's exactly what's going to happen. If you want this business bad enough, if you truly, truly want to be able to stay at home and have financial freedom, this is an amazing opportunity that's sitting right in front of you. You have the tools you need. You have upline coaches here to help you. You have these team calls. You have the back office. You have everything you need. It's just on how bad you if you're willing to sacrifice and dedicate time, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Sorry, guys, I had to mute you. All right. So, we talk about the 3 vital behaviors a lot, and we talk about it so much that we probably get sick of hearing it, but we say it for a reason, and they're vital for a reason. It means you must do them on a regular basis, and that's part of those habits. If you don't do them, if you don't invite, how are people going to know what you're doing? If you're not being a product of the products, how are people going to believe in you that they work? Because they don't see you doing it. And, the personal development, that is just, it's building yourself. It's personal growth. It's building yourself. It's learning how to build a team. It's learning how to communicate. I mean, there's so many great things about it. And I was one of those who never read personal development at first. And like I said, it took me 3 months to go Emerald. Really, it took me 2 months from when I started working the business. But there's no reason it should have taken me 2 months to go Emerald if I was trying and doing those daily vital behaviors. So make sure that you do them, because there's no way you cannot succeed if you're doing them on a consistent basis. So, I always say treat your business like a business, because if you're going to treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. And I'm going to tell you, the hobbies are expensive. They are very expensive. And if you treat it like a business, and you can set business hours. So, I have put signs on my door to my office so my husband can see, sorry, this is closed. You cannot come in. I am working from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So anytime after 4, from 4 to 7 is my family time usually. And if you're coming in between that, no thanks, you can't come in. Sorry. And that's what's nice about it. It's from 2 to 4 that I'm working. Like, think about these hours. That's amazing that you're able to, one day create your own hours for your business and work from home. Let me see here. I already talked about my time management, personal development books. And then I just want to leave you guys with 5 tips to take with you that can help you manage your time and help grow your business. So number 1 is use the power hour or power half hour. And I've talked about it plenty of times before, but it seriously makes a huge difference. So I'm not saying do a couple invites, switch over to something else because you have something else going on. Take away the multitasking, because although people think you get a lot done with multitasking, no. Unless you're like amazing, because that does not happen with me. You just get sidetracked, and then you don't get the first thing finished, and then it just becomes too much. Focus on one thing at a time. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Inviting. Once that 15 minutes is done, focus on follow-ups. Once that 15 minutes is done, focus on personal development. And just keep doing it that way. You will get so much more accomplished. And then the number 2 is huge. Turn off your notifications. People end up on Facebook forever. Their husbands or wives get mad at them because they're spending too much time on the computer. Trust me, been there, done that. I would scroll and get caught up looking at other people's stuff and what they're doing. And, oh, someone checked in my challenge group. I got to go check that. Oh, someone just emailed me back. I might be getting a challenge pack sale. I got to go answer that because I want to make sure that they're getting it. Oh, someone just posted something really cool. Let me go check that out. Yeah, there's a squirrel. I did that. But you cannot run yourself dry. You have to focus. You have to turn off those notifications, because guess what? People understand that you have a business and that you don't work 24/7. So when you have a challenger checking in, realize that they don't expect you to be there 24/7 for them. I check in 3 times a day, you'll see me checking in the morning. I will check in the afternoon and see how everyone's doing and just try to answer some of their posts. And I check in the evening when I'm ready to go to bed, because that's when everyone's pretty much checking in. Other than that, you don't see me checking in. I have my customers can call me if something is very important. But other than that, I have to focus. If not, I lose track, and I'm spending time where it's not needed. All right. Number 3 is kind of the same thing. Check in only when your time is scheduled. So if it is, 3 o'clock and I'm in between calls, I'm not checking in my group. I'm not doing it, because once I do, then I'm going to get sidetracked. And then, if you have an upcoming call, then I have to prepare for that. So check in only on your time scheduled. Number 4 is do your to-do list every single day. And when I'm saying do it every single day, make sure that you create a habit by doing it at the same time every single day. Once you can create a habit like that, it's going to help you so much. And whether you want to do your to-do list on pen and paper, which is what I do. It's in my purse because I take it with me to the store. I was going to show you. I do my to-do list on pen and paper. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. Lauren, do you do yours on your phone, don't you? Penrose? Do you do your to-do list on your phone?
I have Post-it notes all over my computer.
Post-it notes all over the computer. Perfect.
Yeah. And I sometimes do it on my phone.
Yeah. So, whatever works for you. Again, everything is a trial and error because it's what works for you. And then number 5 is something very simple that we fail to do. And this is something that I learned from my personal development, is just wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and be positive and tell yourself what you're going to accomplish for the day. Tell yourself, I can and I will. And it may sound cheesy, but say it over and over and over, because you know what? What you tell yourself is what's going to happen. But if you tell yourself that, I don't know if I'm going to do this, or any negative talk, you're not going to. But if you can tell yourself, not I think I can, tell yourself, I'm going to hit Success Club today. I'm going to do it. Why? Because I'm going to work until I do it. I am going to find someone and I'm going to change their life. And that's exactly what you go and do. And be confident about it, because you know what? If you don't, it might not happen. So take away the negative words. Take away I think, I might, maybe, words like that, and replace them with I can, I will, I am, and it's going to happen. Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing this. Oh, sorry. Peekaboo. All right. Erin, I didn't even know you were on here. Hey.
Deidra.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was just curious, do you have a list, schedule that you have, like, did you write out a schedule of what your day looks like whenever your kids are in daycare versus when your kids are not in daycare?
I do.
Just curious. Huh?
I can post it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I'm just curious what your to-dos are when you don't have kids or distractions versus what they are when your day is crazy.
Yeah. So whenever I don't have the distractions, that's where I focus more on my blog, my videos, my YouTube videos. I did a YouTube video today while they were there. I did my shout outs. Well, some of them. I did a lot of shopping today. I can't lie. Shoot.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because I'm more productive when I'm at work versus when I'm not at work and I have the whole day. So,
and that's the thing. Busy people get so much accomplished, because when you're not busy, you kind of twiddle your thumbs and you're like, oh, what else can I do now? Because I have all this free time. I'm guilty of it. I get caught up in that. Although I did have me time and I deserve me time. But then I was working all morning and I got up at 6 and I didn't go to bed until midnight last night because I was working and catching up on things and doing follow-ups. But when my kids are in daycare, that's my time to do, I've done one-on-one calls. It's my time to do my invites. It's my time to do my posts. So I focus a lot on my personal business and my organizational business. Does anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
No. Well, all right. Cool. Did that help?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. You guys are too quiet for me. All right. To-do is going to work until it gets done tonight. Love it. Awesome, guys. All right. I hope you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.